Hello everyone and welcome back. This is the joinDOTA League Season 2. This is the Europe Region Division 1. And this is Game 2 of a best of 2 series between PR and Virtus.pro. And last game we saw that PR with the core Sand King and the good team fight, as well as the map mobility coming out from Lion and Enchantress supports, and Moon carrying on that Mirana, were able to just take a lot of great team fights and ultimately take out Virtus.pro and their experimental Illidan Spirit Breaker. But, going to be going into the next game already a fair ways through the draft. Power Rangers, they gave away the Dire Side Lycan so that they could ban Wisp Tree in the last game. Well, no need to worry about that, as now they ban out Wisp. Virtus.pro takes out Dire Side Lycan. Power Rangers keeps their ban with the tree. Knowing that they have the first pick, they leave Mirana in the pool. They snap that up, and VP take out the ever so infamous Bat Rider. So we'll see what they decide to do with this first 2 picks here. Obviously, this is the only stage in the draft where you can pick 2 heroes right off the bat, so you get your combos, you get your things such as Wisp +1, Mirana +1, etc. However, both of those obviously are off the table. So they can go for a Nature's Prophet pretty early. Oh yes, and as mentioned, our AA is not here. He's somewhere, so we have Inquisitor. So they go with Slark right away, and I would not put it past Power Rangers to pick Bloodseeker, because Bloodseeker actually, just with his new silence, has actually been pretty legit, I have to say, especially in the European scene. We see him do a lot of work. That silence is absolutely terrible. You can't Manta, you can't BKB it off. The vision he provides to your team is also quite good with the Global Thirst. So Nature's Prophet gets picked up and Disruptor snap picked right away. So Power Rangers had this planned out. Disruptor's not necessarily a hero that needs to be, like, he's very, very good against some heroes. He's very good with some heroes. But he's not one of those supports where you can only pick him up just to counter those heroes. Like, he's very good in his own right. Shadow Demon used to be thought of as that way, where people are like, well, Shadow Demon's only good with Mirana or Luna or Anti-Mage, so if we have those, we pick Shadow Demon. If not, whatever. So VP going to ban out Bloodseeker, makes sense. But Enchantress and Ancient Apparition going to be banned out here from Power Rangers. Those are 2 pretty big pain-in-the-ass heroes to deal with, especially if you have a Nature's Prophet. They could go full push. I don't think that they'd be able to punish the jungler in the Enchantress as well. But VP... the first pick, Slark, is pretty ballsy. Slark does need a pretty good start to really get going.
5 seconds remaining.
At least you can't leap out of the Pounce leash. So that's a nice thing you have going for you, not to mention Disruptor's pretty squishy. However, Disruptor kind of wrecks Slark just with Static Storm. He needs like a Shadow Blade or something like that to make sure that he can get away. But Wraith King going to be banned out, Bloodseeker as well. Bloodseeker would be very good as a mid laner, especially just, he absolutely craps on Slark. You can never use your ultimate passively because they always see you on the map, and Power Rangers, they're going to get a little bit greedy here. They're going to go for the Wombo combo. They pick up an Enigma in the 3rd pick. So, I don't know about that. That makes sense. I don't think Virtus.pro were looking to pick up an Enigma, but they could have. Would have been really good with Lich, but Lich is basically going to be the lane winner for the Slark. They want to make sure he has a good laning phase. They want to make sure Illidan gets a good start and is able to get up treads, maybe drums or something like that before he really gets going. And it doesn't have too tough of a time getting there. And ideally, he has those by like 10, 11 minutes or so. So Power Rangers, or VP, now they try to think about what... they pick up OD. Okay. So OD from God is something that we've seen a fair amount, not necessarily to counter a mid laner. I guess this is preemptive as well, as Invoker is still in the pool, and you don't necessarily want to go against an Invoker if you're Slark, especially a Quaswex one. But we do see OD picked up just in general as kind of a carry. He does a bit of damage as well with the orb pretty early on. What is it called? Arcane Orb?
10 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah, Arcane Orb. Yeah, with Arcane Orb pretty early on, before really many BKBs come out, he can get a lot of int stacks. There are 2 int heroes on the field as well, and just... the Astral Imprisonment is also a good way to save people that are in Black Hole or try to disrupt it yourself. But I think that's mainly hey, we have OD now, so you can't pick an int hero mid, namely Carl. So we'll see. It looks like Power Rangers might have been thinking about that. They can pick up. There are a lot of good heroes against OD mid that are on the table. There's Razor, which synergizes very well with Enigma and Disruptor. They go with Doom right away. So that's going to be the counter Slark. We'll see if VP decides to ban Razor here. And I think that would be probably the smartest. Viper and Kunkka are still on the table to counter the OD mid, which both do decently against Slark. Viper, not as much, actually.
Remaining.
Actually, I take that back. I think Razor is probably the best pickup here because
remaining.
Viper and Kunkka don't really do too hot against Slark. Because he can just Dark Pact off
Reserve
pretty much
time.
everything that those heroes can provide for him. And plus, Power Rangers, they have a very greedy draft.
10
They have
seconds remaining.
Enigma and Doom, both that need a lot of farm, and they
Dire
want to take
team
care of the
now.
jungle as well. VP looks like they're going to have a better laning phase as well. They want to be active early-ish, which they can do with the TPs coming in from Nature's Prophet. That can always be, he can always be pushing a lane and just TP into a fight, etc., etc. So we'll see what Power Rangers decides to
5
ban.
seconds
I think, I mean, Rubik is on the table. When you have
Reserve
Black
time.
Hole and Doom to steal, they banned Bane. I guess
Great
Bane
team
also is
pick.
good lockdown that goes through BKB, which would force Enigma to get a Lincoln Sphere, but Rubik seems like the no-brainer pickup for me for Virtus.pro, and Razor seems like the no-brainer pickup for me for Power Rangers coming up here. Not to mention Static Link. Can it be Dark Pacted off, and if Slark doesn't really do any damage, he'll hit for 17 because he'll Essence Shift, and he'll steal 1 strength every time if he gets all his damage stolen. And that can't be
10
moved off. It's
seconds
going to do
remaining.
great against OD mid. Eye of the Storm is incredible when you have
5
Black Hole and
seconds
Static Storm
remaining.
as well. The team fight is just absolutely absurd. So
Reserve time.
if VP don't pick up Rubik here, I think they better have a really good
5
reason.
seconds remaining.
So they pick up a Vengeful Spirit. Good stun. It's
Dire team pick.
Nether Swap does go through BKB, so that's a way to interrupt the Black Hole through BKB as well. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good support. I'm trying to think of any other supports that have any lockdown that goes through BKB, and I think just Shadow Demon and Bane were there, but obviously Demonic Purge does not interrupt Black Hole, which is what they were looking to get. So interestingly enough,
10
Rubik was
seconds
ignored. So
remaining.
Power Rangers, I'm pretty sure this is going to be an offlane Doom. They're looking for their mid laner.
5 seconds remaining.
Unless they just want to throw Doom in the mid lane, have him get his farm and say, okay, we go to the jungle whenever
Reserve
stuff
time.
gets hairy. Let OD get his farm. That's just what he's going to do. They could go for something aggressive, such as a Viper, and they go for a Crystal Maiden? Okay, so this is a Core Disruptor. And a Carry OD? I have no idea. It's going to be a mid Enigma, okay. Unless they switch this up, but Scandal was on the... Okay, we've seen, like, way back in the day, like, offlane Enigma and stuff like that. Namely, like, Light of Heaven would be playing that a lot. But Core Enigma just... He fell off just because he's so efficient in the jungle that it's almost a waste to put him in the lane because someone else can farm the lane so much more efficiently. You get a lot more out of the map, but... Looks, if there are no swaps, looks like it's going to be a Core Enigma, and
10
I mean, I
seconds
like these
remaining.
unconventional picks. I like them a lot, so. Crystal Maiden is something I
5
definitely
seconds
didn't see
remaining.
going. She's going to have a hard time as well. She's so squishy against Slark as well. That is, man, J4 is going to have a rough game. Oh, he has the, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But as it currently
Prepare
stands,
for battle.
the team that is down 1 game in this 2-game series is going to be VP on the Radiant side. Johnum, the captain, going to be playing on the Lich. Illidan playing on the Carry OD. Inquisitor going to be standing in for AA. Going the off lane as Furion. Slark looks like it's going to be going on the mid lane, being played by God. And last but not least, NS, not on the Brewmaster this time, on a little bit more of a reasonable support. We're going to have the Vengeful Spirit played by him. And PR looks like they're setting a trap. Looks like they're going to aggressive tri-lane. J4 is using his taunt there. But anyway. On the Crystal Man, it's going to be J4. I was using it again. Snow Angels. Oh, wow, that's rude, Moon. That is so rude. Anyway, J4 on the Crystal Maiden. Moon going to be playing on the
30
Potom.
seconds
F
to
and G
battle.
going to be playing on the Disruptor in this aggressive tri-lane. Going mid. getting some experience from the demonic conversion from that tree. It's going to be Scandal, and going into solo safe lane, we're going to have Cheshire Cat on the Doom. So, seeing this spawn out by the treants, they're going to throw Illidan in the mid lane. They're going to throw God down in the safe lane, I imagine. No, he's going to go in the off lane. It looks like they're going to go for an aggressive tri-lane here. Unless it's just an aggressive dual lane. We're going to have, I mean, Johnum's going to come and he's going to sacrifice a creep for the mid lane or the safe lane. Looks like he's going to prioritize the safe lane. Knowing that it's an aggressive tri-lane, he wants to make sure he pulls that back. So, for those of you that don't know, this this hat is the immortal that came out for Crystal Maiden. She just doesn't have hair. So, kind of funny there. But anyway, NS picks up the 0-minute DD rune, blocks the camp, out of vision of Cheshire Cat. He has to Devour. He's going to be looking for a creep at the 30-second mark. Hopefully he's going to get a Satyr or something. He gets a Wildkin, and he gets a some Mud Golems, so not going to be too great there. This aggressive tri-lane, Inquisitor spots us out, just going to just try to avoid everything, try to get some experience. And J4, if he doesn't need it, this is the best thing about running aggressive. If you have a jungler, CM is kind of a pseudo-jungler in her own right. You can just go jungle because you have access to 3 camps. It's going to be pretty easy. That's why aggressive jungle with Enchantress is so much more powerful when you're a Dire team. That's one of the reasons why Enchantress is just so good on Dire as well. So, in the mid lane, it will be Scandal up against Illidan, which on paper should favor Illidan just because it's an int hero against OD. Going to be kind of tough as well. But at the very least, Scandal will always have the Eidolons to make sure he pulls the lane back and denies, and he'll have those to last hit while he's Astral Imprisoned as well. Jotum going to be spotting out J4 here. Treant's going to be looking for things as well. So with the Nature's Prophet here at least, these trees can catch the arrows as well. Can be pretty safe. NS has just been chilling, waiting for Cheshire Cat to go up and take a last hit. God been getting complete free farm, 10 for 6 against just one last hit for Cheshire Cat. And that's only the creep he devoured over at this hard camp. So this aggressive dual lane working out very well, and Jotum going to be trying to help out his friend here, pulling the creep wave, making sure it goes under the tower so that he gets a little bit of experience here with the help of the Treants, making sure he pulls the lane back for himself. So I really like the laning setup, and, well, Cheshire Cat, Pounce, Magic Missile as well, and Essence Shift doing so much, and Nature's Prophet was going to TP in, but no need. God, he's going to have to salve up, but Vengeful Spirit, first taste of revenge, going to be able to get that kill for first blood. So now she has boots, and Vengeful Spirit with boots is one of the best supports at zoning just in the game, period. She has really good attack, she has good animation, she has great range, she has incredible agility too, because she's kind of a carry in her own right. J4 picks up the Invis rune. Is he spotted? No, but Frostbite is there. Defensive Astral's on cooldown. He's going to be able to get it. There's Malphus there as well, but the Eidolon should be able to get this, and yes, they will. And they've been able to get that last hit, and well, no Radiant Observer Ward is spotting that, so he didn't know. So chalk it up as a 1-for-1. OD goes down in the mid lane. And Inquisitor is TPing up to top. Magic Missile's there. There's Pounce as well. Dark Pact going to be able to do some damage. Cheshire Cat, one last right click, able to get him. God. Secures that one. Now 1-0-1. And let's see. Johnum just kind of chilling in experience range to make sure that he doesn't die. In the meantime, Cheshire Cat, he's probably just going to go jungle at this point. Doom's such a weak solo laner. In some 1v1 matchups, he can be okay, just because by nature of the beast, when you hit level 6, you can just doom your lane opponent, and he's like, well, I guess I lose this matchup for a little bit. But FNG, he's down here. Moon is absent as well. Moon is going up to the top lane to try to take over the farm. God, he's going to be going in there. There's the Pounce, but the immediate glimpse back. He's still on the leash, so Kinetic Field is there. Is the Courier? Why is the Courier there? I guess he was expecting a full bottle, but J4, he comes in, he's just going to feed. Alright. He was hoping he would get a Frostbite or something, but very, very difficult to keep the Slark locked down, especially when he has that Dark Pact. And he has that Oov as well, so a lot of damage coming out there. Losing a little bit of that Essence Shift. And, well, 3-for-1 currently. Laning phase going very well for VP, and this is exactly the sort of start that a Slark needs. A Slark needs to make sure he gets a fair amount of last hits. He's 2-0-1. His stat gain is just terrible. It's awful. He doesn't really get a whole lot if he doesn't get this good start, so props to VP for making sure that he's getting that. Meanwhile, Doom, he's just full-time jungling. Doom very good late
Bottom
game,
tower is
so
under attack.
not the end of the world. Looks like there are 3 top. Scandal, 18 for 13, 16 for 9, beating out Illidan in this middle lane, mostly due to that gank. And they're going for Inquisitor, but not going to be able to get him. NS moving towards the mid. Looks like they might be going for Enigma, but he's hasted. He'll be okay. Looks like Observer Wards were dropped. Going to be given to Inquisitor there. There's an imprisonment onto Enigma, but that's the power of these Eidolons is they just do a lot of damage. It's kind of the same with Invoker with his Forge Spirits. It's like even if he's imprisoned, he can still be using the Forge Spirit to harass, to get last hits as well, and they do a fair amount of damage. The same with the Eidolons. And Enigma has a very, very good int growth. He gets 3.4 per level. One of the highest in the game, kind of up there with Lina and Pugna. So even though he's losing a bit, well, they know that Astral's on cooldown, so they're going for Illidan here. Not going to be able to do too much. It's actually 4 mid now. And Inquisitor, he has his phase boots, so he's going to be able to push out this top lane. He has the presence he really needs. Looks like a couple of wards coming out from Jotum. And with the Enigma, with the Eidolon, he's going to be able to push down this tower pretty easily. I'm going to get a couple hits and start multiplying. Well, it's not multiplying. Yeah, these Eidolons just don't want to multiply. Guess they didn't get the rabbit variety sort of Eidolons today. Meanwhile, Moon just still up in the top lane. Has FaZe, Anri, and Bassi. Whether he goes for Midas or not is yet to be determined. Well, Jotum, as well as NS, they're here. There's the imprisonment on the Scandal, though. He throws out the Malefice onto NS, but the Crystal Nova is there, and he's just going to die to the right clicks and the Thunderstrike as well. And Illidan, he doesn't have Astral. He does have the Hammer if he needs it, though. Moonlight Shadow is used. They're going to be trying to get this tower. Imprisonment's there. The Hammer is dropped, but everyone is low. No, not dead yet. Scandal dies to one last tower hit, and then Enigma. Doom goes down as well. FNG, he might go down again. Does he have... they're both so low, and they're so squishy. In the meantime, God is just farming down the bottom lane. He's hit level 6 as well, and he's got a bottle, so he's got a fair amount of regen. He might go for drums if he goes for drums, or Lothars. We'll kind of see. I think Lothars is what makes the most sense in this particular instance. But switches... I thought he switched to Agility Treads to get a little bit more damage on that tower, but Jotum going to be camping this mid-rune, and tower does go down, but they do get 2 kills for it. Fortunate that both the supports for PR get away, but both the carries are still farming. Moon, if he were to still go for a Midas, would still have it by a decent time, and I kind of think he should. And Illidan doesn't go for the Midas build. He goes ahead and finishes up his treads, and gets a casual Ring of Regen as well to build into his 4th staff, instead of getting the Staff of Wizardry first, which is a bit defensive as we normally see. It just kind of shows how he feels like he's on the back foot a little bit. Even though he's really not that far behind, but looking at the CS, Enigma should not really be beating him out, I think. But he's going to be moving on to full-time jungle. Going to be working towards that mech for his team and freeing up CM and Disruptor to be getting some stuff like Aghanim Scepter, mobility items such as Blink Dagger. I'm always a big fan of that. I'm always a big fan of getting mech on heroes that aren't necessarily your hard supports, because they kind of, well, I mean, I can explain the couple philosophies after thinking there might be a fight here. Nah, it's not going to be a fight. Just going to take down the tower with the catapult. Glyph's going to be used, so they might let it get into deny range with this catapult. We'll see. Jotum is here as well. Did they get deny? Oh, Black Hole's used to make sure they secure it. Starstorm is going to be there as well. There's an arrow coming up, and again, Jotum, he's going to be the last one to go down. Double kill. They just forgot that he was Enigma. I forgot that he was Enigma. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Shadow Dances use FNG. He's going to be taking a lot of damage. NS, he takes from the Thunderstrike, but with the Wand Shard, as he's able to stay alive, Doom comes in. Oh, he was in level death animation. Oh, wait. Oh, he was in net animation to try to cancel that TP, but not able to get it. In the meantime, top tower, going to be pushed pretty well. The pushing power of these Eidolons is great. Rapid Nature is going to be there as well, but they all have the buckler. They all have a lot of armor. There's going to be a TP, and there's no glyph, so they're going to get it very close to the 9 range. Illidan comes in. Can he get in range? Moonlight Shadow's going to be used. Hello, Courier. Get your hand of Midas. Are they going to go for this? Malefice is there. Is there an arrow? And arrow is there. Oh, but it's off the mark. Is there a Starstorm? I think, no. There's Chain Frost going to be committed. I think he should just let Scandal die. It bounces back to the creeps. How unlucky is that? I was thinking it was going to go back to him anyway, but Moon, he's getting chased by God. No way to cancel this TP, though. So, 8 for 4 our score. Net worth looking pretty good. Meanwhile, Ping's coming up bottom lane looking for Doom. Doom is so far behind. Jesus Christ. Vengeful Spirit almost has as much net worth as him. He summons some dead a little bit, so he's not a skeleton army with him. kind of hard to hit a pounce, but there's going to be a magic missile. There's the scream as well. Well, never mind. Too easy for God. Meanwhile, top lane with the army of Treants going to be going down as well. Illidan not the best at pushing towers just because a lot of his damage is the orb effect coming out from Arcane Orb. But meanwhile, lots of heroes bottom lane. There's the Malphus as well. Arrow, double Starstorm. One more right click going to be able to secure him as well. God, the arrows there in the Static Storm. He was not able to Dark Pact off that stun. So 2 for 0 on the bottom lane. And they trade top tower, but bottom tower going to go down as well. They know that they have no glyph for another 2.5 minutes. And this is just why we see towers go down so quickly, especially in these early stages. Once you use a glyph on a tower, it's like, well, guys, I don't have a glyph for 5 minutes. Let's just go push all their towers. So looks like it's just a 2 tower lead going the way of PR, which to be expected. You have the pushing power, the Enigma. So, and she's going to tank up a bit as she has picked up her own Urn of Shadows. We'll see if she goes for Drums of Endurance or anything like that. But he's going to be getting a decent amount of farm. And Slark picks up a Blink Dagger. So this is something that we've seen for the same reason Shadow Fiend has a... I personally prefer Shadow Blade on Slark over Blink because of the ability to regain all your health in the middle of a fight just by using your Shadow Blade. But the Blink Pounce is very good. And we're going to see it here. Blink Pounce going to be there as well. Cheshire Cat trying to TP out. Is there? Oh! The Wrath of Nature is perfectly timed there, starting up at the bottom and getting up towards the map. Going to be able to do the max damage to him. And Dark Pact is able to get it. But yeah, people started going Blink on Slark just because, one, it accelerates your farm, because you can just blink around for free. And then just having the initiation without having the mana cost is going to be good. And meanwhile, they're going to be going for Sean. Malphus is there as well. The help of these level 4 Eidolons is going to be great. The mech is there as well to give some health and armor. Might bring the Eidolons back very well to make sure that they keep multiplying. And Moon's going to be able to get this. And it should be an uncontested Roche. There was a D ward here from Radiant, but I guess they, like the Dire Observer wards, they see where everyone is on the map, and they feel pretty confident about this. So, Dire side advantage, going to be able to secure Roshan, going to give an Aegis to Scandal, it looks like. No, it's going to be me. That makes the most sense. So, Scandal picking up his Arcane Boots as well. OD finishes up the 4 stack. He had a lot of money. I was wondering if he was actually going to go try to go straight for Scythe of Ice or something, but really definitely needs that 4 staff. So, can you 4 staff people out of Black Hole? I actually don't know. I guess I've never tried. I wonder if the chat can let me know. I'll probably forget to look in a couple minutes when the delay catches up, but I mean, 4 staff just so core on OD just because he has no mobility otherwise. Plus, it's an int item. It gives him some good health regen, and he doesn't really need the mana regen because he has the Essence Aura that gives him a lot of those procs, especially when you have the Arcane Orb that's going on every attack. It's going to be pretty easy to proc that. But meanwhile, 5-man bottom. We haven't really seen Doom in some time. Looks like he's just getting a TP scroll. He's been pretty inactive. He's sitting at 0-5, not even an assist, so he basically has his level 1 ultimate, and he's kind of relying on his team to really carry him, which just kind of sucks, just being shut down that hard. Meanwhile, they're going to try to trade top here. We have only 1 level in Vengeance Aura, so going to be pushing it down pretty slowly. Raised Dead is there, Eidolons are there, and this tower's going to be melting. At least there's the Frost Armor, so slowing down the attack of all of these creeps. Very good anti-push, and well, we have a TP coming back from F and G. He'll be able to save that for a little bit. Moon, he's sticking around. They might try to Regoose here with Moonlight Shadow, but it's already expired. So Starstorm is there. They're going to keep sieging. We'll see who commits to who. Cheshire Cat, he's already gone back. I think they should be able to get this tower. Glyph is up if they need it. At the very least, they could glyph it in deny range. And they're going to need 2 TPs. They're all going up top. There's a Static Storm onto NS, but G, he's going to be able to get away. Oh, the Black Hole catches him on the edges. There's going to be the Nature's Wrath as well. Doom on his Slark. They're going to be able to get him. Oh, catching both of them right on the edge. Scandal the plays. The plays. Looks like a Necro Book going to be coming out for Nature's Prophet. Meanwhile, Moon being pursued out as well. He does not have a leap again. He does have the Aegis. Is he going to get greedy and Midas something? Oh, well. Looks like he's going to be going down. There's the Astral Imprisonment as well. And are they going to try to re-engage your Kinetic Field onto Illidan? He's a 3v1. He doesn't have Astral. He does have the Hammer if he wants to drop it. Crystal Nova is there as well. And the Burn Charge and the right click from Doom. Able to get it. That's his 2nd kill of the game. Meanwhile, Moon. Oh, the TP in the tree is too strong. So 10 for 9. Still a pretty even game. The net worth and the EXP actually is a bit in favor of PR, which is to be expected when you have the more towers and you get the Roche, but the EXP pretty even. And I think the towers are thought of as it's just money in the bank, and if you're even when you're ahead on towers, it's bad for you because that means they are winning fights when you have more money. So, or at least keeping even on fights. There's a glimpse into a kinetic field, and the swap. He swaps God into the arrow though, and he has a Dark Pact as well. Oh, the Shadow Dance, he wasn't able to get him. Report. Oh wow. NS, well, he throws out the magic missile, or the wave of tear, and he's going to go down. Static Storm is there as well. Thunderstrike, actually, nope. He does die. To the Crystal Node and the AoE. Illidan gets a negative earn charge and dies. Didn't astral himself, instead died to the Star Storm, and, well, kind of sucks that G didn't get to use any of his abilities there because he got swapped into an arrow. Meanwhile, top getting pushed. Necrobook coming up pretty soon. There's the arrow from the kinetic field. Jotum, you're dead, friend. Yeah, not a whole lot to say there. So, well, PR. Totally outplaying VP right now. Top tower does go down at the very least. But still, that's only 2 towers. There's only... And this is still a 2-tower lead. Tier 1 towers down in both lanes as well for PR. And not to mention, this is all close to Roche. Whereas VP don't really have anything close to Roche. And Mirana, she's going to start building damage. She has a Mithril Hammer. Whether this is going to be a Maelstrom, it's going to be a Maelstrom, okay. We don't really see Deso on Mirana anymore just because people realize, hey, Maelstrom with the attack speed does a little bit more for me, and Mjolnir is just such a good item. Even though the recipe cost was increased, you get a little bit later, it's still just as good. So, God, he's trying to move around, trying to find some ganks. He's still sitting at 4 for 3. We'll see if he decides to go on anyone here. He should know, because they walked by the observer wards. He wants to try to come in from behind. There's the blink, there's the pounce as well. Dark Pact is there as well. Moonlight Shadow being used, but there's a dust scandal. He pops his mech. He's so tanky. And one more right click going to be able to secure him. They're on the retreat though. Moon is dusted up. Dust only on halftime though. Is there going to be a force staff? There needs to be an imprisonment. No, but leap forward. And J4 is going to be able to get out as well. He doesn't have tranquil boots, so he's not too fast. But he's going to be pretty fast whenever he finishes up the drums. In the meantime, we have F and G. He picked up a Ghost Scepter, very defensive, but makes a lot of sense. He looks like he might be waiting for them whenever they push this tower to try to catch a kinetic field, maybe in this area with the Static Storm. Mid tower getting pushed as well. Necro 1 finished up for Nature's Prophet whenever he decides to get it. But F and G looks like he's in a very good position here to catch all 3 of them. Let's see what he decides to do. Is there an arrow? And there it is. He only catches 1, though. And he's going to catch NS. NS gets Astral, though, defensively. J4 throws out the ultimate, doing so much damage right now. And there's a Malefice up from Illidan. Drops the hammer. J4, he goes down. NS, he's going to go down as well. And Illidan, is he just going to get right-clicked out by Enigma? Yes, he will. And Moon, he's going to be able to get a double kill on the back of that. So I think this just... When you have too much farm, it gets really hard sometimes. What? Was that a Doom committed and he just died to the Doom? I think so. I can't look that up. It looks like Doom was committed in the mid lane. Yeah, it's on cooldown. So Doom was committed in the mid lane and able to take care of Slark there. A little unfortunate. Looked like that was about the last tick. So, bottom lane going to get pushed out. Being backdoored though. Remember, tier 1 towers do not have backdoor protection. Inquisitor, gets caught with the TP though. Starstorm is there as well, and Moon doing a lot of damage right now. Right clicking for a fair amount. And looks like bottom lane. They're gonna be able to defend this tower. Not in deny range just yet, but that Frost Armor doing a lot of damage. Does it attack melee units? Oh, okay. I thought ranged units were slowed from Ice Armor. Am I crazy, or did I see ranged creeps getting slowed by this? And they will be able to deny this tower now. So Catapult. Cardi the Catapult gets it in deny range, only 1 outer tier tower, which is also in deny range. I don't know if you all have seen it, but there's a clip also, top lane, Ghost Scepter's used, but Dark Pact. Then Dark Pact does more damage, so God able to find a kill. He should be very wary here. There's a black hole if they need to commit it. Pounce, Dark Pact as well, but Blink from Dune. Gonna be able to get it. Does he have a net? Yes, he does. And he's gonna be using it. Arrows off the mark, but they don't need it. God getting a little overzealous there. Trying to farm the creeps after taking out the Disruptor. Meanwhile, J4, he comes in, Jotum. Oh, battle supports, never mind, you brought your friends, that's cheating. Illidan throws out the imprisonment, and there's a blink in from Scandal. Has a mech if he needs it, but I think he'll be okay. Jotum gonna be able to get out of there unscathed as well. And top one being pushed in. Moon. He leaped. Does he have? He has an arrow, but he doesn't want to spend it. Yeah, well, he can just catch up. He just has more move speed. All right. Doom comes up. Is there a net? Yes, there is. Starstorm coming up. Is there going to be an arrow? Yep. Able to secure him with the right clicks. So now, this is 5 heroes going into the Radiant Jungle. There's a blink from Enigma. Going to be trying to catch Jotum. Going to be able to catch him with the Malefice. And the extra instance of the Malefice able to get him. So PR looking really, really good. It was even for a bit, but now look at all these kills that have gone their way. It's only been 5 kills to like 12. So looking very good for them. They also do have Roche if they ever just want to back off and get them. I believe Molnir is now done on Mirana, so now she can start building for some more damage. Maybe something like a Monkey King Bar would be good. She could go for a BKB of her own if she's really scared of the OD's right clicks and the Arcane Orb. It looks like God. Either this is a Lincoln Sphere or an Eye of Scotty. I think it would be a Lincoln Sphere since you're playing against the Doom. But meanwhile, zoning Kinetic Field, zoning Frost Nova as well. Just use illusions and Eidolons to get some damage done. I don't think they should commit too much. Nature's Prophet still pushing up in the mid lane. Creeps are not here. There's no Catapult as well, so this known Catapult wave, the next wave can be pretty good because it does have a Catapult in it, so I think that'll be okay. Meanwhile, Doom going to be committed towards Inquisitor. Fisher Cat going to be chasing it out as well. This is a dead Furion. Meanwhile, Moon, he gets a kill on the OD as well. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Looks like it was just an arrow, but Cheshire Cat able to finish off Nature's Prophet in the meantime. So now it's just a 3 versus 5. So this rack should be easy to break. They do have Black Hole if they need it as well. What is coming on the courier? There's just some TP scrolls. So Ghost Scepter coming up. Or sorry, Ghost Scepter's up on actually both supports. Both of them pretty scared of Slark, and rightfully so. Now they can start both working towards maybe their Aghanim Scepter. You could maybe go for something such as a Blink Dagger on J4. Get that mobility. But looks like Tower just... Okay, yeah, Frost Armor. This tooltip is wrong, because this is a ranged unit, and it's being slowed by Frost Armor. So I need to go report this on Reddit. I need to be a hero. But anyway, Blink coming in. Static Storm is there from God, though, and he's going to eat an arrow. He tries to dodge it, but he can't. FNG, he's going to be there as well. NS swaps him out, and the defensive Astral as well. But G, he gets glimpsed back to like 2 feet. And people licking wounds right now. Jotum, he's stuck in the Kinetic Field. He's screwed. Just throw out the Chain Frost. Just throw out the Chain Frost. That's all you can do at this point. Moon is beyond godlike right now. And the Black Hole catches 2. NS walks into it, though. There's a Kinetic Field as well. Freezing Field. It's almost a team wipe. Slark, he's going to have to buy back as well. And not to mention top lane, Doom gets a Nature's Prophet. And they just call GG. So that's going to be it. PR, they're going to take a 2-0 in this 2-game series. And, well... people are spamming Russian in Twitch chat. I don't know what that means. So that is going to be it for us. PR doing incredibly well, basically as the laning phase broke down. So they're going to take a 2-0 against VP in this series. Not anything particularly experimental coming out from them. Just a very, very like cookie cutter lineup as well. With the core Enigma doing well against the OD, I didn't really expect that, but Scandal played really well. The Doom was there as well, did a lot. And what about Moon? Playing Mirana both games, he didn't even die in this game. So I think incredible performances. So that's going to be it for us for now. This is once again the joinDOTA League. If you want to support it, make sure you go and check it out at joinDOTA.com. If you liked both of these teams that brought you the game, make sure you check them out. VP, Virtus.pro, as well as Power Rangers, aka PR. And if you liked the content we provide, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook, on Heflatv and Heflamoke on YouTube. And if you liked my casting or hated it and want to let me know either way, you can find me on Twitter at CallMeRoxas. So thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Until then, have a good one, and it was a pleasure having you. See you later.